gonna show you how to get this 3D space effect. Let's get into it. So first, want to get particle world. Add this to your adjustment layer. Go to grids and guides. Turn everything off. Uncheck everything. Turn the birth rate at 3. Longevity at 1. Come over to producer. And radius X. Just around 900 to 1. So put it around 9. Radius Y. Around 2. Play around with it. Mess around, see what you get. And the Z. We could pull this 6 or 7 really. Then once you're done with that, close producer, go to physics. Turn the velocity 0, or else it's just gonna be moving. Gravity to 0. We're done with that. Come over to particle, and here you can change the color of, change it to white. So it's basically the color of the particles. If you don't see anything on your screen and it's just black and you're freaking out, don't know what to do, it's over here. There's a timer on it. So you can delete half of this, pull and drag. Once you've done with that, come over to effects, get optics compensation, turn the field of view to 130, and turn off or turn on reverse lens distortion. Now you have a Star Wars like effect, but like in space, not zooming in. Then you want to add deep glow to the adjustment layer. So this, we could turn this down, radius to like 100 or so. Turn up this brightness so we can actually see the particles, or else you just won't be able to. And here is where you can change the color again, where we did earlier. Then after that's all done, you want to add a camera. The settings don't really matter. And then you want to add a null object. Then you want to turn on the 3D layer, and you want to parent the camera to the null object on top. So once you've done that, you can hit P on your keyboard for positions and separate it by right clicking and then separate dimensions. So we can keyframe the position, the Z position specifically, and then it'll be at a still spot like this, and move it to here. Zoom in, stops here, zoom out. So moving right will zoom in, moving left, zoom out. Kind of repeat the process. And if you notice you're getting small movements where it's not going in or out fast enough, probably because you're not zooming out far enough with this between each frame. So this is at -94, and here it'll be 600. So it's a big gap where it's going to zoom out and in a lot better, and it's not getting like a small little push in, push out. So make sure you're actually like separating it by at least 400 or so. Also, if you get this bug where you're trying to pull and drag and nothing's moving, I don't know why it happens, but what you want to do is change the active camera to camera 1, and once you pull, it should start working again. I don't know why it happens. It's annoying, but that's what I found to work, and I hate it. So just change this to camera 1, and now that we finished, this is what it should look like. You should have something zooming in and out. You notice it's really slow. You want to just drag over all these keyframes, hit F9 on your keyboard, and so if it's like this, and it's kind of just pull on the bottom, change it to value graph, because this is a little complicated. So change each graph. The first one should pull left, and the second one should pull down. So you want to pull down, and so basically every other one, you kind of want to just do this for every other one. So it should look kind of like shark fins in a way. And once it's done, it'll look like this. If you have it synced with the song and it's not quite on beat, you might want to play around with the graphs a little bit. I just did this for the tutorial, but you might want to play around with the graphs if it's not synced up with your audio or your music. And if you want to add text to this whole thing, it's just, you just add your text basically. So we'll just add a space, align it first, and make sure you get the perfect size. Just align it, make it perfect, and then you just want to copy the positions on the null object. Click on the space, make this 3D, Control V, and now you have it moving with the text. So that way you're not keyframing it, making the positions exactly the same. You could just copy and paste it and get this. So now you get this cool little effect. If you want, you can keep messing around with this. You can, change the opacity of it. So around here, that way, like kind of fades in. Pretty cool one. And if you want to make things move, you can just move the top, and it'll just start moving. I would just do this before you add the text because then it's a lot harder. I haven't messed around with that too much because it's a lot more complicated and you don't really need to do that. This is already just good enough. So yeah, that's how you get this cool 3D Star Wars space effect. I don't really know what you would call this effect anyways. I haven't really seen that many tutorials on how to do this, so hopefully this helped you. Also, if you want, you can add a song and it makes the zoom in and out a lot better. It makes it look clean. And if you just want to change your color, you just go back to particle and you can just change it. Right here, I'm changing it to purple and I think like a light blue. So if you want to change it, you could always change the colors. And if you want to change the positions, you always can. You just have to mess around with the graphs again. And if you want, you can add deep glow to the text. So that way it's glowing. Turn on the required for text or else it'll be black. And you can just mess around with it, turn down the radius a little bit so it's not overexposing. The more you mess around with the effects and adding things to it, it makes it a lot better. So just keep adding things and see what looks nice. You can maybe add some shine. All those things look nicer. I just didn't do it for the tutorial just to keep the video short. But the more things you add, the more it looks better. And you can try messing around with the different radiuses on the particle world and see what movements you like. This movement was just to zoom in and out. I've seen you can create it where it's like a wall and it just kind of spreads. I don't know how to explain it, but just keep messing around with the radiuses and particle world and see what you get. So yeah, this tutorial took me 2 tries. The first time I couldn't figure everything out. Everything was messing up. So hopefully you guys actually use this in your videos or edits because this took me about an hour to get all this done, which it took me like 15 minutes max. So hopefully this helped you. And I'll see you guys in the next video.